Okay, folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. Hope you're having a good day out there. When we left off last time, we were in Elfheim. We had just sort of walked in the gate, hadn't done any exploration yet. One of the things that was really bugging me yesterday was that darn Black Mage. I mean, he is powerful, don't get me wrong, but I'm really feeling... I was really feeling sort of the dead weight of him. Since we have spell charges and not an MP pool, it's sad to say, he's more a liability than he is an asset. So, what I did between the videos was I restarted, and if this bugs you an awful lot, I can go back. I still have the save, and we can do the Black Mage, but I really feel like this is the much more balanced party. And if you'll remember, I wanted to do this before, and I gave in because that Black Mage, he's just so darn cool looking, but he's just kind of a bear to play. This is a much better setup. So what we have, we replaced the Black Mage with a Red Mage, Ezekiel. Let's see, status. He has 3 levels of spell slots. He also has a rapier, leather gloves, and chainmail for his equipment. Magic-wise, I've given him Cure, Fire, and Thunder on level 1, Blizzard and Temper for level 2. And our White Mage has Cure, Dia, and Protect on level 1. You notice that the formation is a little bit different. We have put the monk down here in an area where he will get only 12.5% of the hits. And that is because he has no body armor whatsoever. We're still using the nunchaku. Pretty soon he will gain sufficient levels where he will do much more damage with just his fists, but we're not quite there yet. The Red Mage, being fairly well armored, can go up here in the second slot. Our Warrior Ruckus is basically the same character as before. I'll give you a look at his equipment. He still has the rapier. That's the sword we bought for him in Cornelia. He's got a leather cap, leather shield, which we bought in Provoca, chainmail, and leather gloves. Again, rapier, leather gloves, chainmail for Ezekiel, only nunchuck for Yang, and just the hammer for Luca. Again, we don't have body armor on her either, because we want to keep that evasion as high as possible. That's more valuable than defense when you are in the 4th position. Alright, so I think if you choose this party, you'll have a much easier go. Again, the problem with the Black Mage is, especially when we run into caves and things, and we have long dungeons, he's going to run out of spell slots quickly. And when he's out of spells, he's useless. He doesn't have any real melee abilities, and he's squishy, so he's probably going to die. This is a whole lot better. The Red Mage can hold his own even without spell slots. So let's go ahead and explore here. I just don't know what we can do. Please help our prince. Okay, I'll do that. We have an inn here for 100 gil. Pricey, but we'll be using this a lot because we're getting ready to do a big grind. And I'll show you why. Starting here with the weapons shop. We can buy the Iron Nunchaku for the monk. I think I'll go ahead and do that, even though we'll soon be going to just fists. I am tempted by the saber, but it's only attack 13 and accuracy plus 5, which is an increase of attack for our Red Mage and Fighter. But if you look at what we have here, we have attack 9, accuracy 5 on both. We would be going up to essentially the same accuracy and gaining 5 attack. We'll be finding some weapons pretty soon for them. So I don't know. I don't feel like it's worth buying the saber, but I may change my mind on that. As you get to know me, you'll realize that I'm actually a pretty big cheapskate. The magic shops are up there, but let's head this way. This is the House of Healing, the church. What's this guy say? I am a sage. When the time is right, the future is revealed to me. I shall wait patiently until then. As will we, my man. Alright. Check the armor shop. Iron armor, this is very good. Don't buy the copper armlets. We will find one. And we'll find even a better armlet pretty soon after that, so don't bother with that. Iron shield. Even though we just got the leather shield, that is a good buy right there. Leather cap. Let's see. The red mage can't wear. Okay. Let's buy a helm for the fighter. And we'll move his... yeah, that's a decent defense increase of 2. And then we'll take his leather cap and give it to the red mage. Yeah. Was that everything? I think so. We would like to buy this, but we're going to need a lot of gold for magic. What is the stats of the chainmail? 1515. Yeah, that is a darn. That's a 9 and 8. 9 defense for 8 weight. I'll only think about that. If we struggle, we may come back for it. Okay, here's the item shop. What are our items like? We need some items. Particularly antidotes, because there's a lot of monsters around here that can poison you. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's get a total of 15 for now. We still need a bunch of potions. Let me go ahead and buy 5 more. Okay. Again, we're going to need a bunch of gold. See, what does this guy say? If the prince does not awaken, there will be no elf king. We will be at the mercy of the dark elf's evil power. It's harder to read than it looks. On a journey I once took to the west, I wandered into an ancient castle. Not a soul could be found inside, and the whole place gave me the creeps, so I got out as fast as I could. Okay, that's a hint. Off to the west, there is a creepy castle. We'll go into this magic shop in a little bit. That's the level 4 shop. We can't afford anything in there anyway. What's this guy say? No one knows where Astos, king of the dark elves, has gone. Okay, well, I have a feeling we'll be running into him later. And there are graves here. It's a gravestone. It's a gravestone. Here lies Link. A little jab at Nintendo there. This used to say, in the original, here lies Erdrick, which of course was a reference to Dragon Quest, which at the time, Square Enix were competing companies. And of course the joke being that Final Fantasy was so much better than Dragon Quest, at least in the eyes of Square, that it was going to end it. Of course, thankfully that didn't happen. They're both great series. Find anything to your liking? Okay. Yeah. There are several things we want here. Eventually we want to pick up Null Blaze. Not right away, but eventually we'll be going up against some pretty powerful fire-based enemies, and we'll need to buy this for them. But that's going to be in a little bit. We can only buy one of these spells right now. We definitely want Cura. Heal is actually a very good deal. It doesn't restore as much as Cura, but it restores to everyone. So it can help you with efficiency if everyone is a little bit hurt. It restores about 30 or so to each character. So we're probably going to buy Heal for the White Mage, Cura for the White Mage, Diara for the White Mage, Null Blaze for the Red Mage when we have the money. But let's go ahead and look at the black magic that's available, which is just across the creek here. I will say, Elfheim, it looks really great in the Pixel Remaster, especially. This game in general looks great, but Elfheim really has a much more homey feel. The water glinting off of the creek there. Little babbling brook. The trees. The color palette here is just really homey and comfy. I like it. Okay, Black Magic. We're probably going to go for this first because we need to hit pretty hard. Fyra. This is a sort of level. It's a second level of fire spell. This one, if you see on the bottom there, is a multi-target spell, as is Thundara. So we definitely want these two for the Black Mage. Hold is a paralysis spell. I mean, it's pretty cool, but again, I go back to my philosophy that I'd rather just take the enemies out rather than delay their existence, even though it may reduce their capability. Again, Fokara lowers evasion of all enemies. So I think our red mage spell load will be Fyra Thundara from black. And then we'll pick up Null Blaze from the white magic shop. As you can see, this is going to take a lot of gold or gil. $1,000 a pop. I mean, it's insane. This is one of the first places in the game where there's a significant balance problem, at least in my opinion. You really do need some of these spells, at least some of them, to go forward. And if you grind for the gold, you also get experience. And all the experience you gain will vastly over-level you for the next, I would argue, the next 2 or possibly 3 dungeons. And after this, you do run into some chests with a lot of gold. So I don't know if the designers, if the developers meant for you to hold off on this stuff and just sort of soldier on without it, which I think we're going to try to do. The red mage can hit pretty hard in this version of the game, so maybe we should hold off on the black magic for now. Let's go back to the white magic shop. I'm changing my philosophy as I talk out loud here. Let's go back and pick up at least Cura for now. And we will give this to the white mage. Alright, and we're almost out of money. So we bought that. We do need that because some of the enemies around here are going to hit pretty hard. Let's head out and we're not max HP, but we're still in pretty good shape. What items do we have again? Oh, I need to equip the shield and the nunchuck. Let's go ahead and equip that. Yeah, so this raises our attack to 24. You see, it would be 16 without it. Eventually, the attack with no weapon will be higher than any weapon we can get for the foreseeable future. Let's go ahead and save. Alright, now we're going to do some grinding around this area here. Alright, great. These guys are not too bad. They give a fair amount of gold. Just go all out with physical on them. Nice hit there from the monk. See, they're not really giving us too much trouble. Alright. We get 390 gil, 390 experience. Pretty good. Pretty soon we'll have enough to buy another spell. If we can pick up Fyra, I'll feel comfortable going forward to the next goal. In the original version of this game, there were silver swords you could buy in the weapon shop in Elfland. Were 4,000 gold apiece. They were vastly overpowered for that point of the game. But you definitely wanted to grind 8,000 for 2 of those if you had this party. or a party with 2 warriors. Because the original version of this game was much more difficult. Yeah, that said, those swords were pretty overpowered and could carry you a long way past Elfheim. That's why they've been taken out of basically every version of the game since the first one. They just take out these wolves. They're still doing okay on HP over there. You do keep an eye on your HP. It's when you're grinding, it's easy to just kind of glaze over and forget about that. Alright, level up. Modest gains for the warrior, red mage, black belt, and the white mage. No giant leaps that time. It's good practice in these older games to save after you gain a level, if not more often. More wargs. If we had a multi-targeting black magic spell, it would wipe these guys out quicker, but we can only cast so many because spell slots. And you can cast much fewer spells with the slot system than you could with the MP pool. Even though, of course, magic points are always a limited resource. It is a little better in Final Fantasy in general than with Dragon Quest. If you haven't played Dragon Quest, I highly recommend it. That is another really great series that just hasn't really gotten any traction in the West to speak of. Oops, I'm going to try fire on this one. These guys are pretty tough. They can actually paralyze you. They are undead. Perfect chance to use Dia. See there, our fighter is paralyzed. Undead are generally weak to fire. Alright, very good. Should we heal? Probably. Just in case you run into a paralysis situation. I'll hit him one more time, and that does it for the Black Mage's level 1 spells. They just wander around, do some grinding. Yeah, I don't know why Dragon Quest has never really took off in the West. Some people say it's too cartoony looking, too childish looking, but I mean, well, look at this. This is pretty cartoony. And the Dragon Quests of the era in which Final Fantasy came out, which would have been the first Dragon Quest, and I can't remember when Dragon Quest 2 came out in Japan, but would have been generally the same time period as this game, I think. Dragon Quest didn't really get the cartooniness and the silliness really until Dragon Quest 4. Which was in the 90s. So, and the first 4 games did come out in the US on the NES. I don't know why it's never really gotten the traction. It's quite good, but things like magic points, you have to be super careful in Dragon Quest with those because there's really no equivalent to an ether. In almost any of the Dragon Quests, the only way to get your points MP back is a rest at an inn. So, and that's the case up through Dragon Quest 11. So if you like tactical use of spells, Dragon Quest is the series for you. Plus, they just have really tremendous charm. The puns, full of puns, very funny. A lot of fun to play those games. The first one is a little bit of a slog because it's very light on story and the whole thing is almost entirely a grind fest. Another level up. The second game is notorious for its difficulty, but it is quite fun. If you play the version that came out for the Switch and mobile, that's the one to play. If it removes a lot of the unfair elements of the game. There's still a lot of grinding, especially toward the end. But I love the original NES version of that game. There's something about it. I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, but I just really love that game. It has a special place in my heart, even though it can be very, very, very unfair. Go ahead and pop another save. How much gold do we have? Gil. 2,000. We have enough for 2 more spells. And since we don't have to worry about those silver swords, we probably don't need to do a whole lot more grinding. The grind. The grind. At least in this version, you've got these really nice sprites to look at, which I like. I know a lot of people, when these Pixel Remasters came out, they didn't really like the sprites, but I think they look fine. I especially love the red mage. That hat. I mean, that hat. How can you argue with that hat, man? It's got the feather. Big old wide brim. I mean, he's easily got the most character of any of the sprites in the game. I mean, if we had the black mage right now, we would be struggling. Struggling. This grind would be much more painful. I'm kind of enjoying it. Just hit the auto battle. The black mage could not hit for 38 here. I really don't think. We're just tearing through these wolves. We probably need to think about hitting the end pretty soon. Yeah. Let's see. I was hoping we would find more ogres. I think I haven't wandered over here too much. There's more ogres over here, supposedly. The ogres give you more gold and more XP, but the gold is our main goal here. Like I say, grinding for all this gold does over level you quite a bit, so we're gonna try to avoid some of that by not buying everything I'd like to have. Level 10. That's a pretty decent level to attempt the next zone. Okay, so let's go on back. I'm going to go ahead, rest at the inn, and buy another spell. We see, I haven't really run into any significant challenges so far. Okay, we can afford 2 spells. We want Fyra, because where we're going, there's going to be some undead that could ruin our day. Do we go ahead and buy Thundera, or do we... Let's see, we can buy 1... Hold on. We have 15 potions, 16 antidotes. Okay, we should be okay. Let's see, Diara. Are we really gonna need it? I don't know. We do want heal, and you know, I almost regret buying Cura. I wish you could give a spell to another character. Anyway, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's, you know, I'm splitting hairs here. So we rested up. We've got the spell we want. We should be good. So let's head to the northwest for our next destination. There's some ogres and the ogre chief. You need this guy. This is important for your bestiary. I hate to go ahead and use a spell, but I'm going to because these guys could hit us pretty hard. And just have the other two attack. Okay. Decent. We still have that rapier from Cornelia. Or Cornelia, rather. Multi-target. Decent damage. And we should just go all out now. That fire has softened them up. Yeah, we're at the point where the ogres are trying to run. The game... the monsters already think we're OP, so... if we did any more grinding here, we would be vastly over-leveled. Alright. Okay, we just got an achievement. Money bags. Obtained 100,000 gil, so that's important. That's one of your achievements. Not on this playthrough. Remember, I played to the Earth Cave with the test party, so that's counting that too. Alright, let's head to the northwest. Remember, there was somebody in town that mentioned a spooky castle. Let's go see if we can track that down. Let's just go all out. I mean, that white mage, you know, that's a very small amount of damage. And you'll see occasionally the red mage rolls kind of low too on his damage. But 12, 9, 14 damage, that can make the difference between a fighter over-damaging an almost dead enemy or not. So don't underestimate the melee abilities of the white mage. Here we are. Spooky Castle. Western Keep. Eerie music. Bats. Okay. Seems pretty spooky to me. Let's go up this way. Oh, there's a green king. I was tricked by Astos, king of the Dark Elves, and now my castle has fallen into ruin. If only I could retrieve the crown from the marsh cave, I would be able to restore my castle. Might you bring me the crown? Sure, why not? That's not suspicious at all. Living in a castle with bats. Oh, yeah. Take note of that room over there on the left. That is a treasure room. But it is locked with the mystic key. We can't get in there yet. Alright, so Marsh Cave to the south. That's our next location. Destination. More of these frickin' wolves. We'll knock them all down. We'll pull a garland on them. Okay. Yeah, you can't escape me. Look at that defense on that warrior. That's amazing. Almost to another level. That'll be level 12, I think. Boop, 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 boop. There, big hole in the ground. Alright, tarantula. These guys can poison you, and they have very high evasion, so I'm actually going to use a spell charge on them. That's why we have like 15 antidotes. We should be okay now. Very good. Okay. Here is the marsh cave. How is our situation? Okay. I only have one tent. I'm going to save that because we may need it when we come back out. However, I'm going to use... No, you know, I'm not. This is a perfect opportunity to use heal. Because you see, everyone is just a little bit hurt. And that's perfectly good. We're not back to full with everybody, but we're good enough. Okay. Pop a save. Gotta do those saves. And in we go. To the marsh cave. Oh, the music in here is so good. You start by going up. Shadow. Okay, these guys are basically ghosts. They're undead, so we're going to use Dia. Dia is a multi-target, so that's going to help us out. And you see it decimated them. Level 11. Modest increases, but increases nonetheless. Much appreciated. Only one will just auto battle. Oh, I didn't mean. This is going to be a case. You see, I auto battled there, and we were going to waste a charge on Dia, which wouldn't work on them. That's why I don't do auto battle continuous. And I should also pay more attention. These guys, however, we can Dia on. Although they are very weak. Okay, didn't even get a chance to. That's fine. Ah, yeah. Listen to that music. That is so wild. Okay. We're going to use the fancy Pixel Remaster map to show us where we can go. Some of these rooms are empty. Quite honestly, I don't remember which ones are empty and which ones are not. So there are 3 areas. There's one down here, 2 up here. Let's check them out. We'll just... This will give you an impression of what it's like to play this game as a new first-timer. A dagger, that would be a decent weapon for the Black Mage if we had one. Gargoyle, these guys are pretty vanilla. Oh, see, I did it again. Dia's not going to do anything. I do wish the auto battle was actually smart. I wish I was actually smart. Okay, we're doing okay. That was a pretty good hit there. Okay. I'm actually going to use a potion on Yang rather than magic because we do need to be conservative. Get out of the way. Black Widow. Okay, another very evasive poison-based monster. We're just going to attack. I can't remember. We could have seen the Widows before. I'm not sure. We could have seen them in the Chaos Shrine, or we could have seen them in the swamp near there or on the way to Provoca. We did get poisoned, so let's tell you what. Let's see. Let's custom sort this. The antidote's over here. This is kind of how I like to have it. Antidote on Ruckus, and we're good. $1,180 gil. That's another level 3 spell. Let's go ahead and just auto battle. Again, these guys can hit kind of hard, but they are pretty vanilla otherwise. And see, they are trying to flee too, which is interesting. Now, if we were on an MP pool system, a more modern magic system, I would probably top up my hit points after most of these battles. If not to full, then a little higher. But since we're not, we're going to live a little bit more dangerously. You know, it's not super dangerous. There's really only one enemy down here that's going to give us real trouble. And that's a fixed encounter, so we'll know when it's coming. Okay, potion and 1120 gil. That's another 3rd level spell. So yeah, I think the game means for you to come here for some of the money you need in Elfheim, rather than just grind it out. Okay, which works in this version. In the original, that might not have been all that viable. At any rate, green slime. These guys have a high physical defense, but their magic defense is crap. So we'll have the red mage cast Fyra on the bottom one there. Probably take it out. We may take out the green one with melee. How many fire charges do we have left? 4. I'm so cheap. I'm gonna save them. We'll just whack this guy down. He doesn't hit all that hard, so we'll eventually chip him down to nothing. Just chip away. Alright, there you go. And we're done in here. So let's go back to the original entrance area. Alright, an undead encounter again. These guys can paralyze you, so take them seriously. We'll hit them with Fyra and Dia. Okay, good. Again, the paralysis, they're weak enemies, but the paralysis can give you a wipe there if you're not careful. Okay, the gray ooze is weak to physical, so just go ahead and attack. Alrighty. Now we're back at the stairs. Now we have a decision to make. We could go out and use a tent, or we could just heal up and go on. I think we're going to heal up. Okay, yeah, we're good. We still have several spell slots and some potions. I will pop a quick save just in case. Alright, the path to the right is a dead end. Just ignore it. Go down. Okay. The crawler is not undead, so he's not susceptible to Dia, but the skeletons are. And that's GG. Okay. There's going to be a downstairs. Another gray ooze. Just give him a whacking. Alright, go down the hole. Now, in this area, there is a room over here. And rooms down here. Okay. Plus a downstairs in the lower right. Now this is pretty cool, actually. I've noticed that I use the map while I'm inside this room. And a limitation of the way the original game was programmed, which they've carried over to this one, is that when you're inside these little rooms, the inside of all the rooms is shown. So if we go to our map when that is up, we can see which of these rooms to avoid. So we know that this one doesn't have anything in it, in the upper right there. So we have treasures in these 3. And then this one is our way through to the downstairs. Alright, cool. So let's start over here and just go all the way to the left. And we'll just work our way over. Alright, the blood bones, he's just a more powerful skeleton. No big deal. Dia will wipe out the skeletons. Our physical will wipe out the crawler. And then we'll be left with the Bloodbone. A couple of melee hits will take care of him. He's still hanging in there, but he's not long for this world, don't worry. Alright, there you go. And you get some really decent money and experience from that little cluster. So that is an enemy arrangement that I really like to see. More gargoyles. We'll just auto-battle these guys. Those claws they have are pretty vicious. I do like the background for the battles in here. It's a little on the bright side, though. I know that's a common complaint with other Pixel remasters, too, is that they're almost too colorful. Okay, so here's 3 green slimes. I would have to use multi-targeting spells to deal with them. Like 1 Fira or 3 fires. And they don't give very much experience, so that's a waste. I'm going to actually flee from this battle. It's just not worth spending a spell charge on them. Oh, we're poisoned. Alright. Okay. Okay, broadsword. This is a finally a weapon upgrade for our fighter. It's interesting. Massive upgrade, and it cost us nothing. This would have cost, I think, 460 gil back in Provoca. Here we get it for free. The dagger is not actually better for him. Just wanted to check. So sometimes it's good to be patient in these games. So you see a massive increase to the fighter's damage output now. Well, it's a different weapon sprite. 42. Decent hit. Alright. What's behind door number 3? Another potion. That's fine. Okay, I will fight this encounter. I only have 1 spell slot left there. That's okay. I think I did buy an ether, which will give me 1 point back in each spell level per use. Each one is an individual use. Okay, so we're good now. Just go ahead and go all out. They're evasive, but they don't have a whole lot of hit points. Just hope everybody doesn't get poisoned. We have 2. That's hurts our supply of antidote potions. We get a level up out of it. Very nice. Go ahead and deal with that poison. And the potion gives you exactly 50 HP. We'll use another one down here. That's good. Oops. I hate how the cursor always defaults back to the top. Oh well. Okay. Time to head down. We pass through here after another encounter. Hit Dia. And that should wipe them all out. Very good. No treasure in this little room. It's just to pass through to get here. Okay. So this area has all kinds of these little rooms. The ones on the very bottom here are locked with the Mystic Key. That's right. We're going to have to come back here. But with our little trick, we can see which ones of these rooms actually have treasures. So let me out of the way, bat. frickin' bat. Okay, big bunch of werewolves. These guys regenerate, and they can poison you, I believe, but other than that, they're not that big a deal. I have 1 ether. So yeah, I can use a fire on them. The original game didn't have those ethers. You had to go back out of the dungeon you were in. Excuse me, and use a cottage or house. There's been so many versions of this game. I forget what was called what, but in the original game you had to have the highest level version of the tent, which I think was called a house in the original, to restore your magic. And it was actually bugged because you also would save when you use those overnight items, so to speak. And it was actually bugged so that it would restore your MP before the save. Or no, I'm sorry, after the save. So when you use the item, it would restore your HP, ask you if you wanted to save. You would say yes. It would save, and then it would restore your MP. So if you ever restored that save, and these items are really expensive, remember, they cost thousands of gold or gil. If you restored that save, you wouldn't get the benefit of having your magic points restored. So every time you use those, you also then had to turn around and use a tent to save again. I don't think that was the intention. Oops. That was one of Final Fantasy 1's many, many bugs in its original form. Okay, now that we've shined the light in these little rooms, so to speak, let's check the map again. Okay. So obviously there's a treasure in the room we're in. The next 2 are empty. There's a treasure in the 4th room. Second row, there's treasure in the first 2 rooms. Third row, there's a treasure in the 2nd room. We want to get that one last. You see the statues around there. That tells us that's important. That's going to be the last treasure we pick up. And there's treasures over here. And again, we can't open the bottom ones yet, even though we do see there are 3 treasures there, because we need that mystic key. Okay. So what's the most efficient way to go about this? We get this treasure. We head all the way over, get that one. Head over and get these 2. And then get these 3. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. Phoenix Down. Okay, this was not in the original. Don't think it was. It does what you think it does. It raises a KO'd ally from death. Or from KO status. Alright. This is irritating because it's going to take a spell slot to get rid of that damn green slime. I'm just going to flee. We could easily take these out, but trying to save the spell slots. Oops, I keep doing that. You know, we burn through a lot of antidotes, and we'll burn through many more before the game's over. There is a Poisona spell that removes poison. It costs 2,500 gil, and it's debatable as to whether or not it's worth it. Because antidotes are pretty cheap, and gold is pretty plentiful later. Because remember, not only does the spell cost 2,500 gil to learn, every use of it takes a use of that particular spell slot, which you need to factor in the cost of ethers and the cost of not being able to cast the other level 4 spells you may have. Alright, 1,045 gil. Scorpion. Okay, this can poison you, otherwise it's pretty vanilla. Ow. Are we gonna die? Oh my god. We died. Remember what I told you about the experience being, out of sync? I was not prepared for how hard these guys can hit. Let's get out of here. Oh my god. Are we gonna have to load that quick save? Only the finest gameplay moments here, folks. Okay. Well, guess what we get to use? Yeah. Oh, well, that was a 500 gold item. That's why we have a bunch of potions. Let's go ahead and... This is the price you pay when you don't pay attention. Let's use heal twice. Okay, it's fine. We still have an ether. We should be good. Let's go back in here and check. Okay, I need to head... Okay. These two are empty. Werewolf. You know, we need to run. Because we burn up a lot of resources on those stupid death. Okay, that happens. We should have treasure in here. A cottage. Useful. That is a full HP restore. Again, normally I would have did a little bit more grinding before I went in here, but I was trying to minimize the over leveling. And a potion. Don't need to use it yet. The encounter rate down here is higher, I've noticed. Let's get out of here. Copper armlet. This is why I told you not to buy one of these. Do we want to put it on the... Oh, his defense actually goes down with it. That's interesting. Let's put it on the White Mage, I guess. Yeah, we only lose 1 percentage point of evade. Alright, down we go. No. Yeah, I'm definitely a little underleveled for this part of the marsh cave. As you see, the enemies are a bit tougher down here. But don't worry about the... Oh, I thought there was... Oh, okay, I'm a little farther along than I thought. We do have to come back down here for more stuff later when we get the key. Again, we're not doing this one. Save that magic. Okay, there's 2 more treasures. This room has the main thing we're here for. Let's pop over here and get this treasure first. Yeah, we can fight these guys. We'll be alright. Alright, 1135 gil. Yeah, I'm really thinking that the developers of the game meant for you to come here without, or before you would do a whole bunch of grinding for money. Because now we have the money we need to buy most of what we'd want in Elfheim. Okay, before we go into this battle, I'm going to heal up with potions. Okay. That's a little bit of a waste, but we'll use it on him. We're going to use this ether on the White Mage. Yes, because we may need to cure. And I think we're good. Okay, so let's pop the quick save here. And this is the sort of boss of the area. Pisco Demons. These guys can be awful. We're going to hit them with Fira. Attack. They are not undead, so they're not susceptible to Dia. We are going to cast Protect on the Red Mage, because he could get several hits like that. These guys hit like a truck. The White Mage is kind of dragging right now. Thanks, White Mage. Okay, one down. That's good. Alright, that'll reduce the incoming physical damage on the Red Mage. Fire really didn't do much. Let's just focus on attacking and get them dead as soon as we can. Yeah, let's do heal. Remember, that fire did soften them. Oh my god. Oh well, we're going to be out of sync. If we don't wipe, I mean, we could wipe here. It's a real possibility. Yeah, I'm underleveled for this encounter, but we got him. If the RNG had been a little kinder, we wouldn't have lost Yang. But I'm not going to save Scum that. Got the crown. That's what we came for. Okay. Let's use some potions. We don't have a Phoenix down, so we're going to be lugging Yang's dead carcass all the way back out of here. But it shouldn't be too bad. So let's just get out while we can. Let's just go ahead and flee. It really, I've told you before, it really burns my OCD when the characters get out of sync with experience in this game, but can't be helped. Get out of the way. Oh my god. We're just, you know, what, this controller does that every now and then. It has a mind of its own. I'm not sure what the deal is. It's a standard Xbox Series controller, so whatever. Yeah, no. Let's just run. Let's stick with the strategy. Get out of here. And this is what you do in the original version a lot too. A lot of, oh my god, we're about to die. We're down in the cave. Just run from everything. It seems to be a little easier to run in this version. But not much. Yeah. It's exciting content, right? Well, now we know that you need to be... It really wouldn't hurt if you were level 13 or 14 before you go in here. Or you just have more potions. Alright. Important things to learn. We're almost out. No big deal. If you do auto battle here, will it flee? It does. Okay, that's good. For once... Oops. The continuous auto battle, or the dumb auto battle thing, worked out in our favor. Bye-bye. Alright, let's get out of there. Okay. Well, that was awful. Let's see if we can make it back to Elfheim. Come on. There you go. We do have a good bit of gold now, so we can... Which is going to cost us a little bit to resurrect Yang. But we can also buy some other stuff. We'd be in a little bit better shape if our red mage had a slightly better weapon. And I'm tempted to go back to Provoca and buy him a broadsword. Because he's just not hitting as hard as he should. I mean, yeah, we have almost 11,000. Okay. First, let's see. What would a broadsword do for us? Yeah. There is a fight that's coming up that can be kind of aggravating. (15) accuracy 10. Let's see, what do they have here? The saber, I think. Much less accurate. And 100 gold less. It's worth it to go back to Provoca and buy him a broadsword. I think. I mean, what am I talking about? These decisions, in the scheme of things in life, are no big deal, right? Where am I going? I need to get our poor martial artist 200. Oh my goodness. Well, that's cheaper than Phoenix Down. Still. He comes back with 1 HP. Yeah. Okay, we need to get some more antidotes and potions. Yeah. Let's get 12 of these. I like to have at least 15 at all times. Ideally, I like to have 99 potions, but we can't afford that yet, I don't think. No, we can't afford that. We can't afford it, yes. But we need to buy other stuff. So let's buy 26 potions. That'll give us 30. That's pretty good. Let's just buy a couple ethers right now. We don't need any of this other stuff yet. Let's buy a couple of tents. Okay, good. Very good. We're gonna have to use the whatever. I'm still thinking about that iron armor. How necessary is that? I mean, he seems to be doing okay. Nobody else could use it. If the red mage could use it, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. Alright. To the end. We are going to Provoca, which the end costs only 50 there, but we want to survive getting there. Okay. I am going to go ahead and buy another black magic spell too while I'm here. You know what? Hold on. We have 2 level 4 charges. Let's go check. We never did look at the level 4 shops. So let's go do that now. They're on the other side of town. We'll just turbo over there. Alright, here's the black. This is a must buy. This is a must buy. We must have this, and we're buying it right now. Matter of fact, I think And we are going to get Blizzara at some point, but we may wait just a moment on that, because we have another massive gold dump coming on us in a little bit. Yeah, so Null Frost is good. Everything else sucks. There's almost nothing in this game that can silence you, so that spell is basically useless. I mean, yeah, this, I guess, in a extreme, very specific case, this could be useful. But most of the time, you just want to fight things because you want gold and experience. Poisana, like I said, I don't think it's worth it. Although, that being said, there's not really any other white magic spell that I really care about. So using up a level 4 slot, you know, it's not usually that big of a deal. But you do need to use antidotes quite often. So I still think it's probably better to keep the 2500 gil for something else. Null Frost, we will get that. Not right now, but we will get it. Okay. So we got a haste for the red mage, and we can use it twice. We're gonna need it just once for an upcoming battle. Buffs and debuffs in this game don't wear off. They can be canceled with other spells, but once you cast it, it's up for the whole battle. And the way it works in this version of the game is it doubles the number of attacks. So if your fighter is hitting with 3 hits per round or per attack, he'll hit 6. So you can pretty obviously see that that is a massive buff, coupled with temper, which raises the attack rating of the target. Someone who's tempered and hasted is just a death machine. So we are in much better shape there. Level 3. I'll tell you what, let's go pick up another level 3 spell. Please get out of the way. Right. Please get out of the way. Okay. This town is a little bit of a maze. Okay, we're good on white magic. We want a level 3 black magic spell. We want Thundara. Very good. And since we're going back to Provoka to pick up a broadsword, I'm also going to pick up a spell while we're up there. You fought these guys before. They're evasive, but that's really their only claim to fame. Oh, we need to put the... we need to fix the equipment. I still have the dagger on the fighter. I mean, he's hitting pretty hard with that thing. Yeah, I mean, his accuracy... Huh. Whatever. Oh, these guys. These are slightly upgraded versions of the pirates that we fought in Provoka. They're really no big deal. They do give really good gold, so it's nice to run into big groups of these when you can. Okay. To Provoka we go. Oh my goodness. The LDC is just full of thugs today. Alright. There we go. Boom and boom. Let's go. Here we go. Here's a decent little collection. Let's go ahead and try Thundara on him. A little bit of a shock. Never hurt anybody. Except them. Oh yeah. That softened them up. And that was overkill, but whatever. Do. There was a null spell here that we want to pick up. Null blaze, I think. Null shock. We do want this. Is there anything else we really want? I mean, silence is okay, I guess. I'm not sure. I mean, Invis is good, but there's a better spell later, a better version of it. And there is a item that we'll be getting pretty soon that, well, not pretty soon. It's quite far from here, but there is an item we'll be getting that you can use to cast the upgraded version of this spell. So I think we're good here. All right. Let's just double check this. I always second guess myself. Can he can fit this? I wonder if you can still blind Marilith. I think you could blind Marilith in this. No, I'll have to research that. Or let me know in the comments. I'm sure you're already letting me know all kinds of other things I'm wrong about or am missing. But please do. I don't consider myself an authority on this game, so. In some ways, this is a waste. But in other ways, it's not, because we're saving Gil in other ways. Because right after the next boss encounter, well, as a result of vanquishing the next boss, we will be getting access to a lot of loot. So, whatever. I mean, like I said, it's not life and death. Oh, don't save there. In case you guys really want to see the Black Mage, we'll oversee him. Now, one thing we didn't do when we got the ship, we did not do a full exploration of the Aldi Sea. And there is one place that's important that we want to go to. That is important to the overall scenario. So I'm going to sail over that way and then we'll end the episode. We've been going for quite a while now. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll be going to a inn pretty soon, so let's just call out the big guns here. Those big eyes, they can paralyze you, as you saw in the last battle. But they have very low HP. And that's really their only claim to fame, is the paralysis. You know, it feels good to just be frivolous with the spell charges every now and then. Comes the big zap. There we go. Very good. I'm going to go up here. There's a dock up here. If we ever get there. I mean, these guys are falling pretty quick now. I think it was the right choice to pick up the other broadsword. Alright, here we go. We want to head over this way. Again, these guys are pushovers at this point. They're gold farms, and that's about it. They're pretty decent gold. Alright. We head over this way, and we find a cave. And we find monsters. Let's wipe these guys out and we'll call it an episode. You see the difference. A new weapon and an extra level is really making a huge difference here. Oh yeah, there we go. Very good. Alright, let's go ahead and save here. And we'll call it an episode. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.